Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of September for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you an overview of the big planetary movers and shakers this week before going on to give you your zodiac sign forecast in greater detail. This week begins on Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world, with that fabulous full moon in the sign of Pisces. And I say fabulous because this is a glorious opportunity for us all to realign our physical and practical realities with the more emotional and spiritual dimension. If we're too focused on the humdrum, we need to just tune out from that a little bit and become much more conscious about how things feel. If we're very focused on the emotional and spiritual dimension, but not quite so on top of our practical world, then this is a great chance to realign. And with Pluto in support, the planet of change, there's every chance we can do this really well. But of course, this is the week when the Sun makes its passage into the sign of Libra, and on Wednesday we have the autumn equinox. So this is a really major event. It's the third quadrant, the third cardinal quadrant that begins this third quarter of the astrological year. It begins with the Sun at 0 degrees Libra, and that's known as an earth point. The others are 0 degrees Aries, the vernal point, 0 degrees Cancer when we have the summer solstice, and 0 degrees Capricorn when we have the winter solstice. So this autumn equinox is, if you like, a staging point in our journey. And the sign of Libra is very much about finding balance, but it can also be to do with things like fashion and design and style. So embracing those things can be a glorious thing to do over the next 4 weeks. And like the other cardinal signs, Libra is a sign of leadership. And of course, a big part of its emphasis is on those relationships. Now, this is also a week when Mercury, already in the sign of Libra, is in a more tense right angle with Pluto. And this suggests that when it comes to professional relationships, there could be a little bit of a power battle going on. Perhaps you've got ideas that someone in a position of influence is going to resist. Perhaps you're the employer. Either way, some kind of tension is possible, though from midweek there is a glorious angle between Mars in the sign of Libra and also Saturn. And that suggests where we have very solid relationships and we feel a sense of trust and also perhaps a sense of community, then those alliances can get stronger. But of course, the other standout influence this week is Venus's opposition to Uranus. And this is just saying to us, while we're becoming more mindful of relationships with that Libra change and that autumn equinox, it's just saying that we still need to be open-minded and flexible. Both Venus and Uranus are in fixed signs in Scorpio and also Uranus. So if we are a little too attached to our routines and we've lost a little bit of the spontaneity in a close relationship, this is a great time to start working harder at it and try to do things a little bit more off the cuff. But if you're single, all these energies this week do point towards an increased possibility to someone to come into your world, but it may happen quite quickly and in quite a magnetic and electric kind of way. Now, if you're new to me and my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, you can do so by subscribing on the link below. I provide the content for Britain's most read daily newspaper, the Metro, and platforms all around the world. And of course, with year 2022 racing up, if you do want your forecast for next year now, you can order it and get the rest of this year free, plus a character analysis, plus 30% off. So please see that offer below. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast. Hello Taurus, and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 20th of September. Your ruler is Venus and it's in your sector of relating. But Uranus in your sign is very much about you defining your individuality and not accepting second best. So if you've been in a relationship where you haven't felt you've quite been able to be totally yourself, this is an aspect which is pushing you to really be authentic. But that may see you doing something that shakes the ground of a partner because suddenly you're being a little bit less predictable. And usually for Taurus people, having a certain amount of regularity and security is something you thrive on. But at the moment, I feel you might be tempted to walk a little bit on the wild side, particularly with the Pisces full moon, because that's kind of saying to you, if you're not getting what you want in your love life, or you're not getting what you need in your social situation, you need to take more charge of this. And Venus is saying, yes, be mindful of what other people feel, but Uranus is saying, yes, that's true, I will be mindful, but along with the lunation, I still got to be the authentic person I'm becoming. And because Mercury is squaring up with Pluto, there can be tensions if you feel penned in a situation where it's all responsibility and obligations and not a lot of freedom, or the truth of a situation doesn't suit your reality quite as much as you would like. But in terms of a business situation, Mercury's fabulous angle to Jupiter all through this week could see you do something very positive around a professional situation. And with the equinox coming in and seeing the sun arrive in your 6th house to join up with Mars and also Mercury, I think if you're not quite getting what you need around a work situation at the moment, that may be where Uranus and Venus is seeing you want to break free of something and go for something new and different. And that angle between Mercury and Jupiter really can be quite lucky for you.